All right, for today's video reference notes, we're going to be looking at rotating figures on the coordinate grid. To do this, you're going to want to have some patty paper along with 3 different writing colors, maybe 4 would be even good too. So the first thing we need to do is get the original coordinates of G, F, and H. Can someone tell me what the coordinates are for G, F, and H? All right, so it looks like G is at 1, 5. F is 3, 4, and H is -1, 4. Okay, so the first thing we're going to have to do in order to do these rotations is take our patty paper and trace the original figure. Now we're going to try to discover all the rules here. So the easiest rule I think for you to discover first is the 180-degree rotation. Now when you do this on your patty paper, you want to label G, F, and H, so it makes it easier when you actually start rotating. So once you have that nicely set up, you're going to want to put your pencil in the middle here, and you're going to rotate it 180 because, like I said, that's the easiest one to figure out first. So you take your patty paper, you move it over, that's 90, and then you move it over again, and that's 180. So this part gets a little tricky, so you're going to have to kind of look where it is and then kind of go underneath the paper and put the dot. So I have a point here, and then here, and here. So those are my points. This is H, we're going to call this double prime, F double prime, and then this one's G double prime. Then we're going to connect the dots. So we just rotated 180. Now, unfortunately, we can't always have patty paper, so we actually have to come up with a rule to do this. So let's compare. I probably should have done that in a different color, so I will highlight that in red so we can kind of have different colors going through each rotation. So clockwise or counterclockwise 180, it's all the same direction. It'll always get you there no matter which direction you go. Let's write down our new coordinates and see if I can pause the video and you come up with some type of rule. So starting with G, 1, 5 was the old G. G double prime is -1 and -5. And then we go F, the old F was here, and then F double prime is here, which is -3, -4. Going along here, then we go H was -1, 4, and now H double prime is +1, -4. All right, so I'm going to pause the video. Could you quickly talk to a neighbor and see what is a rule you think that you could use to go from the original pre-image coordinates to the image 180 degrees? All right, so if you said just make X and Y opposite, you're right. So when you write that as a coordinate rule, when we write a negative, it means opposite. So right here, I'm going to say make all your X's opposite and all your Y's opposite. Okay, so I'm going to choose another color, and we'll do, I'll do blue for this one. We're going to try now 90 degrees clockwise. So I'm going to get my patty paper again. I'm going to start here at the pre-image, put my pencil right there so the paper doesn't move, and I'm going to go 90 degrees clockwise. Remember, the hands of the clock go to the right, so I'm going to rotate until I get my paper 90 degrees, which is right here. So the new coordinates are here. So if I kind of go under my paper, this would be H prime, G prime would be here, and F prime would be here. Okay, so now I connect the dots. Oh, I was supposed to do it in blue. I'm sorry, guys. So let's do that in blue, blue, blue. That's F prime, G prime, H prime. All right. So now I'm going to write these coordinates down where my primes go, and we can easily see that G changed to 5 and then -1, so 5, -1. F prime is now, looks like 4, -3. And then H prime is now 4, +1. All right, so now they just so happen to be both in blue. But if you could talk to a neighbor, what is going on when you go from 90 degrees clockwise, the pre-image points to the image points? Can you come up with a rule that would get you from these coordinates to these coordinates? All right, so hopefully you notice that all the x's and y's, the actual number parts switch. So 1, 5 is 5, 1, 3, 4, 4, 4, 3. 1, 4 is 4, 1. So we can change that here and say you're going to make y in this position and x in this position, so you're going to switch. Anyone notice which one becomes opposite? Well, let's take a look. Here, this x used to be 1, now it's -1. This x used to be 3, now it's -3. And this x used to be -1, now it's +1. So you're going to make all your x's opposite. All right, for the last part, or for the last example, I'll switch over to green. And we're going to take our figure, and now we're going to try 90 degrees counterclockwise. So we're going to put our patty paper back on. I'm going to go here, hold the paper. I'm going to move over 90 degrees counterclockwise. So I'm going to go this way and stop right about there. So now I can see my new coordinates. If I go under my patty paper, I have a dot here. That's F prime. Sorry, I probably should have done it the other way. Let me do it from this angle. So I have a dot here, which is F prime. We're going to actually call this triple prime, believe it or not. And then G is here, triple prime. And then H is here, triple prime. So I can connect my dots. Let's get the new coordinates so we can come up with a rule here. So G triple prime is now -5, +1. And then F triple prime is -4, and then +3. And H triple prime is -4. And then it looks like it becomes down 1, -1. Okay, so I'll pause the video again. Can you come up with the rules that will bring you from the original coordinates here to these new coordinates here? All right, so again, you should have noticed that the x and y is flip position. So 3, 4 is 4, 3, 1, 4 is 4, 1, 1, 5 is 5, 1. So we can right here, again, switch the x, instead put a y, sorry about that, put the x here. Now, the way to see it now, you can see which one became opposite. So if you look at what used to be the y's, 5 is now -5, 4 is now -4, and 4 is now -4, and all the x's kind of stayed the way they were. So we're going to put here, this time make the y's opposite. Now, a former student of mine last year, to help me remember this, she used to tell me this: counterclockwise has, if you write it this way, I'm going to write that again in pencil, counterclockwise. If you take the two C's, right, you can make that C kind of curve that way and C curve that way. You can make a Y out of it. So you know that no matter what, if it's 90 degrees, you're going to go and make the Y and X switched. But if it's counterclockwise, you're going to make the, sorry, that means my timer is up and I have to cut off this video. But if this one is counterclockwise, you make the Y opposite.